Hello and welcome back. The next part that we are going to design together is this login and register part inside the header. For this part, I will also use another div element because I want to separate this part from the other parts of the header. And inside this is actually two A elements, one A element for the login and one A element for the register. So here, after the nav element, I define another div element by typing div and pressing tab. And inside this div element, I define two A elements, one for login and one for register. So here I say A and press tab, href nothing for now, so I press a hash key, and for the text I say login, and just Alt Shift and then arrow key to copy this line and change the login to register. And if I save and see this in the browser, don't forget to use live server to see the changes in the browser. And when you are viewing your web page using live server, you have something like this here. If you click on this, you will close the live server and you have to open it again. Now I have this in the browser. Do you remember the thing that I said about block level elements and inline elements? You see here, the logo is here, but I still have some spaces after the logo, so it should be placed something else here. But it is not like this. The logo is inside a div element, and div element is a block level element. So when the next elements want to be displayed in the browser, will start from a new line. And the next element was nav element. And when the nav elements want to show in the browser, because it is a block level element, the whole block, the whole width of the browser window will be considered for this element. And also for li element that you see here, these are li element, and each element is displaying in a whole width, the whole width of the browser window. But here for login and register, you see that both of them are in one line. Although when I write the code for them, I put them in separate lines. Let's take a look. You see, A element is in one line for login, and the other A element is on another line for register. But when they want to be displayed in the browser, they are next to each other. You see? So the A element by default is an inline element. And you can see the HTML of all these elements by right-clicking on them like this and choose Inspect element or inspect. Let me toggle this. You see, the header part is a block level element. The whole width of the browser window is considered for this header. And the next one is div that is inside the header. This is still a block element. Again, I have div here. Div here for logo part. When I click on this, you see that the selection part on the left is different, and it is just for the image. This div is a block level element, and because of this, you see that the whole width of the browser window, that is this part now, because I opened this inspect part, belongs to this div element. But img is not a block level element. As you see, when I click on this, just the part that the image is occupied is highlighted, just this part. Again, and if I write something after this image, you will see that it will stick to this image unless that thing is a block level element. The next part is nav element. You see, this is a block level element, and the next element is UL, and this is a block level element again, and then LI, and these are also block level elements. The whole width of the browser window is for them by default, but you can change this behavior using CSS rules. And the next part after the nav part is this div element that is for login and register. The whole width, but for a element, just the parts that they need because they are inline blocks. Let me close this for now. The thing that you see here is not actually the things that I want to have for header. You see, the header should be like this. Logo, next to the logo, the menu, and next to the menu, login and register, like this. If I want to change this look to this look, I should use CSS rules. If you want to know how I change this to this, join me in the next part.